గురుకుల ఉద్యోగ గైడ్ ప్రోగ్రాంకి స్వాగతం. గురుకుల మెయిన్స్ కోసం మనం ఈరోజు భారతదేశ చరిత్రలో విజయనగర సామ్రాజ్యం గురించి మనము తెలుసుకోబోతున్నాం. విజయనగర సామ్రాజ్య స్థాపనతో పాటుగా అన్ని అంశాలను కూడా మనకు వివరించడానికి మనతో సీనియర్ ఫ్యాకల్టీ జితేందర్ రెడ్డి సార్ మనతో ఉన్నారు. సార్ని అడిగి అన్ని విషయాలు తెలుసుకుందాం. సార్ నమస్తే. సార్
నమస్కారం.
సార్, విజయనగర చరిత్ర కొంత చెప్పుకున్నాము. ఈరోజు తల్లికోట లేదా రాక్షస తంగడి యుద్ధం గురించి కాస్త వివరించండి సార్.
So Vijayanagara Empire was established in, already I told about the Vijayanagara in last class. Vijayanagara Empire was established in 1336 by the Haryara Bukkaraya, and up to 1565 there are number of rulers ruled Vijayanagara Empire. In 1565 there is a vigorous battle took place in between Vijayanagaras and five Muslim kingdoms in South India. These five Muslim kingdoms, already I told about the Bahmani kingdom. Bahmani kingdom was established in 1347 established by the Hasan Gangu Bahman, and this kingdom in 1500 this kingdom came to a decline. It came to an end. So the disintegration of Bahmani kingdom was there is five Muslim kingdoms came into existence from the Bahmani kingdom. These five Muslim kingdoms are the first kingdom is the Golconda kingdom ruled by Qutub Shahis, and Ahmadnagar kingdom was ruled by the Nizam Shahis, and Bijapur kingdom was ruled by Adil Shahis, and Bidar kingdom was ruled by the Barid Shahis, and Birar kingdom ruled by the Imad Shahis. These are the five Muslim kingdoms. These five Muslim kingdoms, they marched against Vijayanagara in 1565. In this battle known as Thallikota battle, some historians they are called as Thallikota, some historians they are called as Bannihatti, some historians they are called as Rakshas Tangadi. So whatever it, so this is the battle took place in between Vijayanagaras and five Muslim kingdoms. Finally, the five Muslim kingdoms, they defeated Vijayanagara. They defeated Vijayanagara. So this is the important question: when the Thallikota battle took place, when the Thallikota or Rakshas Tangadi or Bannihatti battle took place, what is the year? So the year is the 1565. 1565. So Thallikota battle took place in which dynasties? Took place in which dynasties means the Thallikota battle took place in between the Vijayanagara rulers and Muslim kingdoms of South India. Finally, the Muslims they defeated Vijayanagara. After that, Muslims destroyed Vijayanagara city. Muslims totally destroyed by the Muslim Vijayanagara city, and after that the destroy of the Vijayanagara was described by one of the historian. His name is Robert Sewell. This Robert Sewell described about the destruction of the Vijayanagara city, how the Vijayanagara city was destructed by the Muslims. So this much of information recorded in this book, that is the Forgotten Empire. The Forgotten Empire. This is very important question. There are number of times different examinations they are asking this question. Who wrote the Forgotten Empire? Robert Sewell wrote the Forgotten Empire. So which book described about the destruction of the Vijayanagara city? This is the question. So which book? That book is Forgotten Empire. Forgotten Empire described about the Vijayanagara's destruction. This is very important. Remember it. And after that, after destruction of Vijayanagara city, so these Vijayanagara rulers they shifted their capital from Vijayanagara to Penugonda. And so this in Penugonda, from Penugonda, the Aravid dynasty came into existence. The Aravid dynasty they ruled the Vijayanagara kingdom from the Penugonda as the capital. So this Tirumala Raya was the one of the ruler of from Penugonda. The Tirumala Raya he ruled from 1570 to 1572. So the Tirumala, what is the importance of Tirumala Raya? Tirumala Raya he renovated the temples of Tirupati, Kanchi and Srirangam. And this is one of the, and Ramaraja Bhushana, dedicated, one of the poet, Tirumala Raya's court poet name is Ramaraja Bhushana. This Ramaraja Bhushana is dedicated to his work, Vasu Charitra to Tirumala Raya. Vasu Charitra to the Tirumala Raya. So this is the question, who wrote Vasu Charitra? Vasu Charitra written by the so Ramaraja Bhushana. So the Ramaraja Bhushana dedicated to his book Vasu Charitra to his master, to his ruler. So this Tirumala Raya. And after Tirumala Raya, Sriranga Raya became the ruler. Sriranga Raya, he ruled from 1642 to 1680. So he was this Sriranga Raya was the last ruler of the Vijayanagara Empire. So after Tirumala Raya, after Sriranga Raya, so this Vijayanagara Empire was captured by the Golconda, Qutub Shahis of Golconda and Bijapur, Adil Shahi rulers, they occupied Golconda. And the Penugonda declared position. So this is the one of the important question. Who was the last emperor of Vijayanagara kingdom? Who was the last Vijayanagara emperor? So this Sriranga Raya was the last emperor. So generally చాలా వరకు ఇంపార్టెన్స్ ఏంటంటే స్థాపించిన వాడు ఎవరని కానీ చివరి వాడు ఎవరని కానీ అడిగే పద్ధతి ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి దీన్ని మీరు గమనించాలి. సో ది శ్రీరంగరాయ వాజ్ ది లాస్ట్ విజయనగర రూలర్. ఆఫ్టర్ దట్ దిస్ విజయనగర కింగ్డమ్ కేమ్ టు ఎన్ ఎండ్.
రైట్ సార్, ఇక విజయనగర పరిపాలన విధానం ఎలా ఉండేది సార్? దానికి సంబంధించి ఎలాంటి క్వశ్చన్స్ వచ్చే అవకాశం ఉంది?
So the Vijayanagara Empire, Vijayanagara rulers, they administered their kingdom according to the Saptanga theory. According to the Saptanga theory. What is the means of Saptanga theory? Saptanga theory means there is 7 angas in kingdom. Angas, what are the angas? King, minister, and fort, and army chief, and ministers, and treasury. These are the 7 angas in the kingdom. According to the Saptanga theory, they administered their kingdom. So there are number of departments in Vijayanagara kingdom under the control of the ministers. There are number of departments under the control of the ministers. These departments like Adavana and Kandachara and Sunka Vyavahara and Bandagara. These are the departments. Some of the departments, these departments like Adavana, Kandachara, Sunka Vyavahara and Bandagara, these departments under the control of the ministers. So the head of the department was known as Rayaswami. Head of the department was known as Rayaswami. So in examination they are asking about who is the Rayaswami. Rayaswami, who was the Rayaswami? Rayaswami was he give the alternatives, head of department, and police duties, and revenue duties, and other army duties. These are give the alternates. So Rayaswami was the head of the department. And so these are the important administrative features at time of the Vijayanagara.
సార్ సార్ విజయనగర పాలకుల పన్నుల విధానం ఎలా ఉండేది?
Generally they collected 1/6 of the land tax from gross produce. So this is the land tax. Always the kingdoms, the different kingdoms, the land revenue was the chief income of the state. So only the land revenue was the chief income of the state. So they collected, Vijayanagara rulers, they collected 1/6 of land tax from gross produce. So the commercial taxes number of commercial taxes are collected in those days. These commercial taxes were the Sthaladayamu, Margadayamu, Mamuladayamu. These are the 3 types of the commercial taxes. So these are the Sthaladayamu, Margadayamu and Mamuladayamu. So these are the important 3 taxes, and other taxes also they collected. The other taxes are that is the grazing tax, that is the Pullari, etc. Illari means house tax, Pullari means grazing tax and forest grass, and next is the marriage tax, and Other taxes are the collected taxes are from the mines and other things. So these are the other taxes at time of the Vijayanagara. And so at the time of the Vijayanagara, they used number of coins. These coins like gold coin. Gold coin was known as Gajjanamu or Varahamu. Gajjanamu or Varahamu, this is the gold coin. Silver coin was known as Lure. Silver coin was known as Lure. Copper coins were known as Fitas and Casus. Jitas and Casus are the silver coins. So these are the important questions. So at the time of the Vijayanagara, what is the name of the gold coin? This is the question. That is the Gajjanamu or Varahamu. And what is the silver coin? What is the Lure? What is the Lure? So Lure was the silver coin, and Jitas and Casus are the copper coins. These are the important coins in those days.
రైట్ సార్. విజయనగర పరిపాలన విధానం మనము చెప్పారు సార్ మీరు ఇంతకుముందు, అలాగే పరిపాలన విభాగాల గురించి కూడా చెప్పండి.
So for each empire in those days, each empire in India, for sake of administrative convenience, their empire was divided into number of provinces. For the convenience, for their sake of administrative convenience, their empire was, the Vijayanagara empire was also divided into number of provinces. These provinces are the first province is the Sima. The empire was divided into number of Simas. Each Sima again divided into Stalas, and each Stala again divided into Samitis. These are the administrative divisions in those days. So the villages were under the control of the 12 Ayyagars. Villages were under the control of the 12 Ayyagars. These 12 Ayyagars, there is a 12 people in each village. These 12 Ayyagars, there is 4 members are the government employees, remaining are the different professional groups. So the government officers in the village, they are the Karanam, Reddy and Talari and Purohita. Talari and Purohita, these 4 are the important officers in the village. So the Karanam was he was the land accountant, Reddy was he collected the land revenue, and Talari, he maintained the law and order in village, and Purohita was he was chief priest in the village. Remaining 8 different professional groups like potters, weavers, carpenters, blacksmiths, goldsmiths, etc. These are the different professional groups they are fulfilled the village necessities. So the government given the lands, free lands, Inam lands to these 12 Ayyagars in the village. These all the Ayyagars, they fulfill the necessities of the village. They are the Ayyagars. This is the Ayyagars. And
రైట్ సార్. ఆర్థిక పరిస్థితులు, అలాగే ఆర్థిక పరిస్థితులకు సంబంధించి క్వశ్చన్స్ ఎలా వచ్చే అవకాశం ఉందంటారు?
already I told about the land revenue was the chief income of the state. Chief income of the state. The rulers, they improved the irrigation facilities to the agriculture. They improved the irrigation facilities to the agriculture, and they built a number of tanks and lakes for the agriculture, tanks, lakes and canals for the agriculture. So these tanks are the important tanks in those days. Bukkaraya was one of the first ruler. Bukkaraya, he constructed Narsambadi tank near Anantapuram. Bukkaraya constructed Narsambadi tank near Anantapuram, and Sri Krishna Devaraya built Nagalapuram tank in the name of his mother with the help of the Portuguese engineers. So these questions, who constructed Narsambadi tank? Who constructed Narsambadi tank? So this Bukkaraya constructed the Narsambadi tanks. Where the Narsambadi tanks? So this near Anantapuram, this Narsambadi tank located. And Sri Krishna, who built the Nagalapuram tank? Who built the Nagalapuram tank? So Sri Krishna Devaraya built Nagalapuram tank. So question, you see this question, one of the Vijayanagara ruler built the Nagalapuram tank, and one of the Vijayanagara ruler, he built the one tank in the name of his mother. Which tank that? This is the question. నాగులాపురం ట్యాంక్ అనేది ఒక ట్యాంకు. దీనిని అంటే ఏ విజయనగర రాజు తన తల్లి పేరు మీద చెరువును నిర్మించాడు, ఏ చెరువును నిర్మించాడని అడగొచ్చు, లేదా ఏ చెరువును నిర్మించాడని కూడా అడగొచ్చు. సో దిస్ ఇస్ ది నాగులాపురం ట్యాంక్. అండ్ కొండమరుసు కన్స్ట్రక్టెడ్ తిమ్మ సముద్రం అండ్ కొండ సముద్రం, తిమ్మ సముద్రం అండ్ కొండ సముద్రం ఇన్ కొండవీడు. సో దిస్ కొండమరుసు ఈ కన్స్ట్రక్టెడ్ తిమ్మ సముద్రం అండ్ కొండ సముద్రం ఇన్ కొండవీడు.
రైట్ సార్. ఇక విజయనగర సామ్రాజ్యంలో సాంఘిక పరిస్థితులు, మతం, వీటిని కూడా వివరించండి.
సో మనకు బిఫోర్ దట్ ఇండస్ట్రీస్ ఆర్ లొకేటెడ్ ఇన్ విజయనగర ఎంపైర్. దీస్ ఇండస్ట్రీస్ ఆర్ డిఫరెంట్ ఇండస్ట్రీస్ ఆర్ located. So these industries, mainly these industries are agricultural based industries are established in each village. Like these agriculture industries like sugar industry, oil industry, and oil mills, and other jute mills, cotton mills, etc. These are the agricultural based industries in each village at the time of the Vijayanagara. And Andhra country was famous for the textile industry in those days. Andhra country means this Andhra area was famous for the textile industries. And one of the tax collected from the people, the tax known as Pinja Siddhayam. Pinja Siddhayam was the important tax they collected from the people in those days. What is the meaning of, what is the tax of Pinja Siddhayam? Pinja Siddhayam was one of the tax paid by the cotton cleaned groups who cleaned the cotton, and these known as Pinja Siddhayam. అంటే ప్రత్తిని శుభ్రపరిచేవారు పింజ సిద్ధాయము అనే పన్నును ఆ రోజుల్లో చెల్లించేవారు. ప్రత్తిని శుభ్రం చేసేవారు. ఈ పింజ సిద్ధాయం అనే పన్ను ప్రభుత్వానికి చెల్లించేవారు. అంటే ఇక్కడ what is the who paid the Pinja Siddhayam as a tax? This is the question. So who are the cotton cleaned people groups? They paid to Pinja Siddhayam to the government. And Tadipatri, Adoni, Gutti, these all the places and these are the places famous for the textile and industries. So these are the places. Diamonds are available at Karnoolu, Gutti, Anantapuramu areas. Karnoolu, Gutti, these are the diamond mines are there. There are number of diamonds are discovered in these areas in those days. So this Vadrakaruru was the famous for the diamonds. So in each place, the Vadrakaruru was the famous for the diamonds. So these are the places, and the next industries are these are the important industries in those days.
అదే సార్, సాంఘిక పరిస్థితులు అలాగే మతం.
And before that there is a trade, economic conditions, part of economic conditions. The trade is there. There are two types of the trade in those days. That is the international trade. International trade was very high at the time of the Vijayanagara period, because there are number of foreign travelers visited Vijayanagara. They expressed the development of the trade. And one of the traveler, Abdul Razak, he came from Persia. This Abdul Razak mentioned about the Vijayanagara ports. Abdul Razak, according to the Abdul Razak, there is 300 ports are located in Vijayanagara empire. Who mentioned the 300 ports in Vijayanagara? This is the question. So alternatives give the Abdul Razak, Niccolo Conte, and these are the important traders. They told about the trading conditions of the Vijayanagara. So who mentioned the 300 ports in Vijayanagara? So Abdul Razak mentioned about the 300 ports in Vijayanagara. And these are the important ports at time of the for foreign trade in Vijayanagara. These foreign trade ports are the Motupalli, Pulicat, Mylapore. These are the important forts in those days. These are the famous forts, Motupalli, Pulicat and Mylapore. Mylapore were the important forts for the foreign trade. So Devaraya I issued Dharma inscription. Devaraya I issued the Dharma inscription at Motupalli in 1416 AD. So Devaraya issued the Dharma inscription in Motupalli in 1416 AD. So the Vijayanagara had the trade contacts with the different countries like Pegu, Tenasserim, Malacca and Sumatra. These are the important countries. These all the countries had the trade contacts with the Vijayanagara. So this who issued Dharma Sasana at Motupalli? This is the question. Who issued Dharma Sasana in Motupalli? So the Devaraya I issued the Dharma inscription in Motupalli. When the Dharma inscription, so this question for Devaraya I, when he issued the Dharma inscription in Motupalli, he issued Dharma inscription in 1416 AD. So this is the answer. So the Vijayanagara had the trade contracts with the different countries like Pegu, Tenasserim, Malacca and Sumatra and other countries. So main exports from India are the spices and textiles. Spices and textiles are important exports to other countries from the Vijayanagara. These are the important exports.
Continue.
And next, religion. They show the religious, the Vijayanagara people, they showed the religious toleration. So this Bukkaraya was the one of the ruler. Bukkaraya compromised with the Jain and Vaishnava religions in Vijayanagara city. In Vijayanagara city, there is a rivalry in between the Jains and Vaishnavas. They fought these two people and always in rivalry issues. So this Bukkaraya అనేవాడు ఈ యొక్క జైన్లను తర్వాత వైష్ణవుల మధ్యలో ఎప్పుడు కూడా తగాదాలు జరుగుతుండేవి. బుక్కరాయలు ఈ తగాదాలను పరిష్కరించి వారి మధ్య ఒక శాంతిని ఏర్పాటు చేయడం జరిగింది. అండ్ హరిహర టు బిల్ట్ చైత్య టెంపుల్ ఎట్ కందనవోలు. హరిహర టు he was one of the Vijayanagara ruler. He built one of the Jaina temple, that is the built Chaitya temple at Kandanavolu. Harihara too built Chaitya temple at Kandanavolu. So this question, who built Chaitya temple at Kandanavolu? Harihara too, he was the Vijayanagara ruler. He built the Chaitya temple at Kandanavolu. And Devaraya too built the Jaina temple at he built at the Jaina temple at Parshvanatha temple at Vijayanagara city. Devaraya too, he built Parshvanatha. Who is Parshvanatha? Parshvanatha was one of the preacher of Jains. Early preacher is the 23rd Tirthankara, 23rd Tirthankara of the Jains. These 24 Tirthankara of Jains, they are the Jaina teachers. The Parshvanatha was the 23rd Jaina Tirthankara. So Devaraya, he built one of the 23rd Tirthankara, Parshvanatha's temple, Jaina temple to the Parshvanatha at Vijayanagara city. Who built Parshvanatha temple? Which Vijayanagara ruler built Parshvanatha temple? So this answer is the Devaraya II. That is the answer. So the Devaraya II, he donated Panjan Jagir to the Sadat Mulk. Sadat Mulk was the one of the preacher in those days. So this Devaraya II, he donated Panjan Jagir to the Sadat Mulk. Under Sangama dynasty rulers, early rulers of, already I told about the different dynasties in Vijayanagara. First was dynasty name is Sangama dynasty, second dynasty name is Salva dynasty, and third dynasty name is Tulva dynasty, and the fourth dynasty name is Araviti dynasty. The Sangama dynasty rulers, they followed the Kalamuka sect of Saivism. Kalamuka sect of Saivism. In Saivism, there are number of sects in India. The Saivism was divided into 64 sects in India. In South India, only 4 or 5 sects are important in South India. These 5 or 6 sects are important. That sects are the Kalamuka, Kapalika, Pasupata, Aradya Saiva, Veera Saiva, Golaki Mata. These are the important sects in South India. But Sangama rulers, the early rulers of Vijayanagara, they followed the one school of Saivism, that is the Kalamuka sect of Saivism. So the Sangama rulers followed the which sect of Saivism? This is the question. They followed the Kalamuka sect of Saivism. The teacher of the Sangama rulers' teacher name is Kriya Shakti Acharya was the Shaiva teacher to the Sangama rulers, and their deity name is Virupaksha. Their deity name is Virupaksha. So the Kriya Shakti Acharya was the teacher of which dynasty? Teacher of the Shaiva preacher of the which dynasty? Sangama dynasty, Salva dynasty, Tuluva dynasty, Araviti dynasty. These are the alternatives. The Kriya Shakti Acharya actually was the teacher of the Sangama dynasty rulers, and Virupaksha was their main god or deity. Sringeri was the popular center. Sringeri was the popular center for Saivism, and Sringeri Mata. Sringeri was popular for the Saiva religion. The Sringeri Mata, there is a Mata in Sringeri. In Mata, one of the chief or preacher, or Sringeri Mata chief was known as Vidyatirtha. Vidyatirtha was the chief preacher or Sringeri Mata chief. He was the chief of the Sringeri Mata. And Smartha Mata became very popular at the time of the Vijayanagaras. Smartha Mata became very popular at the time of the Vijayanagaras. Because Smartha Mata was the one of the Mata in Saivism. So after that, so this Smartha became very popular after all the sects of Saivism. Smartha Mata became very popular. Saivism divided these two categories. The Smartha Mata also important Mata. The Saivism at the time of Vijayanagaras, the Saivism was divided into two groups, two categories. The two categories were, the first one is the Brahmin Saivism and the second one is the Lingayat Saivism. Brahman Saivism and Lingayat Saivism. So these are the important features of the Saivism. And the next, Vaishnavism. Vaishnavism was also popular at the time of the Vijayanagara rulers, because the Sangama rulers, they followed Saivism, Pasupata Saivism, Kalamuka Saivism, etc. But the later rulers, the Salva rulers, Salvas, Tuluvas and Araviti people, they followed the Vaishnavism. Vaishnavism also popular during the period of the Vijayanagara people, but the Vaishnavism became popular at the time of the Salva Narasimha, who was the founder of the Salva dynasty in Vijayanagara. So this Vaishnavism became very popular at the time of the Salva Narasimha. So question, what is the question? Vaishnavism was very popular in which Vijayanagara ruler's time? This is the question. That is the Salva Narasimha time. This Vaishnavism became very popular. So the Vyasatirtha was the teacher of the Salva Narasimha and Sri Krishna Devaraya. Vyasatirtha was the Vaishnava teacher. Vyasatirtha was the Vaishnava teacher of both the two rulers, one is the Salva Narasimha and Sri Krishna Devaraya. So the question, who was the Vaishnava teacher of the Sri Krishna Devaraya? So the Vyasatirtha was the answer. So there was two teachers in Vaishnavism. Vaishnavism, there is two popular teachers. These two teachers are the one family is the Talapaka family and second family is the Tatacharya family. Talapaka, Tatacharya. Two families, these two families are the great teachers of Vaishnavism in those days. So the Tatacharya's family became teachers to the Tuluva and Araviti dynasty. So these Tatacharya family members are the teachers to Vaishnava preachers to the Tuluva and Araviti dynasty, Tuluva and Araviti dynasties. So the Smartha Matas established at Pushpagiri and Sringeri. Smartha Matas also popular in those days. Smartha Mata means Smartha was one of the sect of Saivism. The Smartha Matas established at Pushpagiri in Kadapa district and Sringeri in Karnataka. This Smartha Mata also located in Vijayanagara also. In the Hajararama temple, that is the center for the Smartha Mata. There is a Smartha Mata in Hajararama temple in Vijayanagara city. That is the Smartha Mata. Also popular. And 9 days Navami festivals are celebrated grandly at Vijayanagara. 9 days, that is Navami celebrations are the Navami festivals celebrated. That is the very highly celebrated at Vijayanagara. So this Venkataraya too, he donated some villages to the Babanatha Dargah at Penugonda. This Babanatha Dargah was the famous Dargah in Penugonda. So one of the Vijayanagara ruler, Venkataraya too, donated some villages to the Babanatha Dargah at Penugonda. So who donated the villages to the Babanatha Dargah to Penugonda? So that the answer is the Venkataraya too. And different rulers, Vijayanagara rulers, they celebrated and encouraged the Jataras to village deities. Jataras, they encouraged and celebrated the village Jataras to their village deities.
సార్ అలాగే సాంఘిక పరిస్థితులతో పాటు విజయనగర సామ్రాజ్యంలో విద్య సాహిత్యం వీటి గురించి కూడా చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్ క్వశ్చన్స్ వచ్చే అవకాశం ఉంది సార్. సాంఘిక పరిస్థితులతో పాటు విద్యా సాహిత్యం కూడా వివరించండి.
సో at time of the social conditions at the time of Vijayanagara, the casteism became very rigid, and the different caste groups and new caste groups came into existence. There is a Varna system in society. That is Varnas. There is 4 Varnas in society. First Varna is the Brahmins, and second Varna is the Kshatriyas, and third Varna is the Vaishyas, and fourth Varna is the Sudras. First Varna is the Brahmins. The Brahmins are the highest position in society. So they are the Brahmins. They are the custodian of the learning. Some of the Brahmins, they are the priests, and some of the Brahmins, they are in different positions in the king's royal palace. Some of the Brahmins, they are the chiefs of the forts, chief of the forts, different chief forts, and they are in high position in society. And Kshatriyas, they are the ruling class. They are the warriors. This is the ruling class. That is the Kshatriyas. And the Vaishyas, they are the trade and commerce. They did the trade and commerce and agriculture. Their main profession is the trade and commerce and agriculture. And the fourth category, they are the fourth category people were known as Sudras. The Sudras are in low position in society. So the Sudras, they served above 3 categories, and the Sudras, they acted as agricultural labor and industrial labor. So there, under Sudras and Vaishyas, these 2 sects, these two varnas are in low position in society. But the Brahmins, they protected they encouraged the kings, but kings, they protected, they preserved, they promoted the Brahmins. These are the Varna system at the time of the Vijayanagara. So the women position is very low. Women were considered as very low position. So there is a polygamy was common feature of the society. Polygamy means one man who married more than one wife. That is the polygamy. So the rulers and the people, they married number of wives. They married number of wives. That is the polygamy. The polygamy was the common feature of the Vijayanagara society. So this sati practice is there. Sati practice is there. Sati was participated. This sati practice was the common feature of the society. The concubines became status symbol of the society. Who maintained highest concubine is the great person. In those days, the concubine age is the symbol of the status symbol of the society. Concubines, they are in respectable position, and there are the great positions. The great poet Yogi Vemana belonged to this age. Great poet Yogi Vemana belonged to this age, and he was the native of the Kadapa. He was the native of the Kadapa, and this Yogi Vemana, he condemned the caste system and social evils, and that existed then. And this Yogi Vemana, he wrote the famous Vemana Shatakam, famous books Vemana Shatakam. You know, the Yogi Vemana examination, they are asking about the Yogi Vemana, but he belonged to the which period? And he belonged to the Kakatiya period, Vijayanagara period, Qutub Shahi period, Asam Jahi period. This is the question. Give the alternates. So this the answer is the Vijayanagara. He was the contemporary of the Vijayanagara period. He was the his period is 1560 area at a time of Vijayanagara. So the Yogi Vemana wrote the Vemana Shatakam. Who wrote Vemana Shatakam? Yogi Vemana, he wrote Vemana Shatakam. So this is the society and different groups in society and religion.
ఎడ్యుకేషన్ అండ్ సామాజిక పరిస్థితులు, విద్యా సాహిత్యం.
So the education conditions is at the time of Vijayanagaras, the Agraharas, Matas and temples acted as educational institutions. So all the educational institutions established in the Agraharas, Matas and temples. These are the educational institutions at the time of the Vijayanagara. The students, they learned Vedas, Puranas, logic, grammar, Jyotishya and Ayurveda. These are all the subjects these students are taught. These students are learning these all the subjects. And Talapaka Annamacharya wrote Kirtanas on copper plates. Talapaka Annamacharya, he belonged to this period. This Talapaka Annamacharya wrote Kirtanas on copper plates. These Kirtanas were preserved in the Saraswati library. So you know the Talapaka Annamacharya. This question also important. Talapaka Annamacharya belonged to he was the contemporary of which dynasty, which kingdom? Same king, same. So this Talapaka Annamacharya, he belonged to the Vijayanagara kingdom. He was the contemporary of the Vijayanagara empire. He was the contemporary of the Vijayanagara empire. Talapaka Annamacharya, he wrote Kirtanas. He wrote thousands of Kirtanas on copper plates. These Kirtanas were preserved in the Saraswati library. So the Chinna Tirumalaya, the grandson of Talapaka Annamacharya. Chinna Tirumalaya was the grandson of the Talapaka Annamacharya. This Chinna Tirumalaya, he wrote Dvipadas in Telugu. Dvipadas on these Kirtanas. He wrote Dvipadas in Telugu language, and from these Kirtanas. So the Chinna Tirumalaya was who wrote Dvipadas on Annamaya Kirtanas. So this Chinna Tirumalaya wrote Dvipadas in Telugu from the Annamaya Kirtanas. So at the time of the Vijayanagara rulers, especially Sri Krishna Devaraya, he maintained number of poets. Under different rulers, they maintained the different poets. But there is at the time of Sri Krishna Devaraya, there is 4 language poets are adorned in his court. First language is Sanskrit, and second language is the Telugu, and third language is the Kannada, and the fourth language is Tamil. These are the 4 language poets are adorned in the court of the Sri Krishna Devaraya. So this Sri Krishna Devaraya is a great poet. He patronized a number of poets. Different rulers of Vijayanagara Empire, the different rulers of Vijayanagar, they patronized a number of poets. So at the time of Vijayanagara, what is development of Sanskrit literature? So what is the Sanskrit literature? In Sanskrit literature, Vidyaranya was the great poet. Vidyaranya was the great poet. He wrote Aitareya Deepika, Taitareya Deepika and Panchadashi books in Sanskrit. He wrote number of books. So the important books are the Aitareya Deepika and Taitareya Deepika and Panchadashi. These are the book written by the Vidyaranya. So in previous examinations, they are asking the question, who wrote Panchadashi? Who wrote Panchadashi? Panchadashi, who wrote Vidyaranya wrote the Panchadashi. And next Sayanacharya wrote, he wrote Vedartha Prakashika on 4 Vedas. Vedartha Prakashika. He wrote Sayanacharya, he wrote a book that is the Vedartha Prakashika. This book, he wrote this book from the Vedas, on the 4 Vedas. Who wrote Vedartha Prakashika? Vedartha Prakashika was written by the Sayanacharya. And Madhava, another poet Madhava, he wrote Saivanmaya Sara. Madhava was one of the poet. He wrote Saivanmaya Sara. And Vedanta Desika, one of the poet at the time of Vijayanagara. In Vedanta Desika, he wrote Yadavabhyudayam, Ramabhyudayam. He wrote 2 books. And Bhoganada, one of the poet. This Bhoganada wrote Tripura Vijaya, one of the book. And the second book is the Ramollasa Kavya. That is the Bhoganada. And Devaraya too, he was the greatest ruler of the Sankama dynasty. The Devaraya was the great poet. This Devaraya, he wrote Mahanataka Sudhanidhi in Sanskrit language. Who wrote Mahanataka Sudhanidhi? So Devaraya too wrote the this Mahanataka Sudhanidhi. This question came in a number of examinations. Who wrote Mahanataka Sudhanidhi? Devaraya too wrote the Mahanataka Sudhanidhi. And the next Ganga Devi wrote Madhura Vijayam. So this Ganga Devi wrote, he was the granddaughter of the, he is the sister-in-law of the, he was the wife of the Kumara Kamparaya, who was the son of the Bukkaraya. So this Ganga Devi, he wrote to Madhura Vijayam. Madhura Vijayam means, so her husband Kumara Kampana, he marched against Madhura and he captured it. That much story recorded by the Ganga Devi in her book Madhura Vijayam. And Rajanada was the, Rajanada wrote Salva Bhidayam. And Tirumalamba, she was the daughter of Sri Krishna Devaraya. Tirumalamba wrote Varadambika Paranayam. Who wrote Varadambika Paranayam? Tirumalamba wrote the Varadambika Paranayam. And the next poet name is Bhoganada. Bhoganada wrote Udatta Ragavam and Udaharana Mala. And Lakshmidhara wrote Sangita Suryodaya. Who wrote the Sangita Suryodaya? Lakshmidhara wrote the Sangita Suryodaya. These are the important Sanskrit poets at time of Sri Krishna Devaraya, at time of the Vijayanagaras. Sri Krishna Devaraya was also a great Sanskrit poet. He wrote 3 books in Sanskrit. One is the Madalasa Charitra, and the second one is the Usha Paranaya, and third one is the Jambavati Kalyana. The Jambavati Kalyana was it was the drama written by the Sri Krishna Devaraya. So the Jambavati Kalyana drama was played at time of the Virupaksha's Chaitrotsava at Vijayanagara. So this is Jambavati Kalyana. So these 3 books are the Vijayanagara, Sri Krishna Devaraya. These are the important Sanskrit books at time of the Vijayanaras. And Telugu poets. And Telugu poets at time of Vijayanaras. There are number of Telugu poets at time of the Vijayanagara. So the Nachana Soma was the first Telugu poet of Vijayanagara rulers. In Vijayanagara, total Vijayanagara Empire, Nachana Soma was the first Telugu poet. Who was the first poet of Vijayanagara? Who was the first Telugu poet at time of the Vijayanagara rulers? His name is, answer is Nachana Soma. This Nachana Soma was the first Telugu poet in Vijayanagara Empire. Nachana Soma was the first Telugu poet in the Vijayanagara period. This Nachana Soma, he wrote Uttara Harivamsha. He wrote Uttara Harivamsha. He was the court poet of the Bukkaraya. So the Bukkaraya gave Panchaka Dinne Agrahara to Nachana Soma. Bukkaraya gave the Panchaka Dinne Agrahara to Nachana Soma. So who wrote Uttara Harivamsham? Who wrote Uttara Harivamsham? So this Nachana Soma wrote the Uttara Harivamsham. Who and Bukkaraya, which poet Bukkaraya is given to the Panchaka Dinne Agrahara. Panchaka Dinne Agrahara. Which Agrahara? So this is that Panchaka Dinne Agrahara given to the poet, given the poet of Nachana Soma. And Chenna Mantri was one of the poet. Chenna Mantri wrote Narasimha Purana and Balaharata and Saubari Charitra. He wrote 3 books. And Charigonda Dharmana wrote Chitra Bhasha. And there is Ashtadigajas adorned in the court of the Sri Krishna Devaraya. There is Ashtadigajas. Ashtadigajas are the 8 poets under the Sri Krishna Devaraya. These Ashtadigajas are the great poets in Telugu language. This Ashtadigajas was the first poet name is Peddana. So already Sri Krishna Devaraya, he had the titles of the Andhra Bhoja, Sahiti Samarangana Sarvabhauma. These are the titles described about what is the Sri Krishna Devaraya's literary interest, what is Sri Krishna Devaraya interest in literature. So this Sri Krishna Devaraya, he maintained, he patronized the Telugu poets. There is Ashtadigajas, 8 poets in his court. These 8 poets are the first poet name is Peddana. Peddana wrote Manu Charitra, and second one is the Nanditimmana, he wrote Parijata Paharanam, and third poet name is Madayagari Malana, he wrote Rajashekara Charitra, and Durjati, another poet, 4th poet name is Durjati. The Durjati, he wrote Kala Astiswara Charitra and Kala Astiswara Mahatsya. Kala Astiswara Charitra and Kala Astiswara Mahatsya. And 5th poet name is Ayala Raju Ramabhadrudu. He was the 5th poet. He wrote Ramabhyudayam. And 6th poet name is Pingari Surana. He wrote Raghava Pandaviyam and Dhanabhiramam. Second book name is Dhanabhiramam. And 8th poet name is Tenali Ramakrishnudu. He wrote Udbata Rajya Charitra, Gatikachala Mahatsya, and Panduranga Mahatsya. These are the books written by the Tenali Ramakrishna. These are the important books, Udbata Rajya Charitra and Gatikachala Mahatsya and Panduranga Mahatsya. These are 3 books was written by the Tenali Ramakrishna. These are the 8 Telugu poets at time of the Vijayanagara. And next one is the Bhattumurti. Bhattumurti was the next one. One is there. Bhattumurti, he wrote Kavyalankara Sangraha. Bhattumurti wrote Kavyalankara Sangraha and Vasu Charitra. And third book name is Harichandropaksharam. Bhattumurti wrote 3 books in Telugu. First one is the Kavyalankara Sangraha, and the second one is the Vasu Charitra, and third one is the Harishchandropakhyaana. These are the 3 books written by the Bhattamurti. And Sri Krishna Deva Raya, he was a great poet in both in Telugu and Sanskrit languages. Sri Krishna Deva Raya, he wrote Amukta Malyada in Telugu language. This Amukta Malyada is the first Prabandha in Telugu literature. Amukta Malyada. Sri Krishna Deva Raya wrote Amukta Malyada in Telugu literature. This is the first Prabandha in Telugu literature. What is the first Prabandha in Telugu literature? That is the answer is the Amukta Malyada. So the Sri Krishna Deva Raya wrote. Who wrote the Amukta Malyada? Sri Krishna Deva Raya wrote the Amukta Malyada. So this book, Sri Krishna Deva Raya, this book, what is the matter of this book? The Goda Devi story. Goda Devi story was the matter of this book. This book mentioned about the Goda Devi. Goda Devi. And Sri Krishna Deva Raya, this Amukta Malyada, dedicated to this book to the Thiruvenkateshwara. Sri Krishna Deva Raya, he dedicated to his book to the Thiruvenkateshwara. Thiruvenkateshwara. So who dedicated? So Sri Krishna Deva Raya, he dedicated his book in which deity? His name is Thiruvenkateshwara. And Sankupala Narasimha was one of the poet. He wrote to Kavikarna Rasayanam. And Tanjavur was also famous for the Yakshagana. Tanjavur was one of the city in Tamil Nadu. This Tanjavur was the famous for the Yakshaganas. So this is the important question. So which city in below, which city was famous for the Yakshaganas? Tanjavuru, Vijayanagara, and Anagundi, and Halebeedu. These are the alternatives. So the Tanjavuru was the famous for the Yakshaganas. And Molla was the one of the writer. She wrote Ramayana, Molla Ramayana. So these are the important.
రైట్ సార్, మనము అష్టాదిగ్గజాల గురించి తెలుసుకున్నాం కదా సార్. ఒక క్వశ్చన్ ఇది ఈ మధ్య కూడా ఎగ్జామ్లో వచ్చింది. ఎవరి పండిత సభను ముత్యాల సాల అని పిలుస్తారు అని.
శ్రీకృష్ణదేవరాయల పండిత సభను.
రైట్, ఓకే సార్. నెక్స్ట్ మనం వచ్చేసి మ్యూజిక్, దీని గురించి కూడా చెప్పండి.
సో ది విద్యారణ్య, సో ఎట్ ది టైమ్ ఆఫ్ విజయనగర ది మ్యూజిక్ వాజ్ వెరీ highly developed at time of the Vijayanagara. That is the Vidyaranya, he wrote to Sangeeta Sara and music. Vidyaranya was he wrote one music book, that is the Sangeeta Sara. Sangeeta Sara was one of the book written by the Vidyaranya. In this book, he described about the many ragas. And Krishnadevaraya, he learned Veena from the music teacher Krishna. Krishnadevaraya, he learned from the Veena, he learned flute from the music teacher. His music teacher name is Krishna. And Ramaya Mantri wrote to Sarvamela Kalanidhi. This is one of the book written by the Ramaya Mantri. This Ramaya Mantri wrote to Sarvamela Kalanidhi, this book on music. This book was the main base of the Carnatic music. This book was the main base of the Carnatic music. And Suddha, Chitra, Ganadeshi system in music. In music, there is a different ragas in music. That is the style of music. That is Suddha style, Chitra style, and Ganadeshi style. These are the music style at the time of the Vijayanaras. So these are the questions, important question. Who wrote the Sangeeta Sara? So Vidyaranya wrote the Sangeeta Sara. So which time the Sangeeta Sara, which belongs to the what is known in Sangeeta Sara? Sangeeta Sara లోని అంశం ఏందని, అంటే ముఖ్యాంశాలు ఏందని కూడా అడగవచ్చు. అంటే సంగీత సార అనేది మ్యూజిక్ సంబంధించిన గ్రంథం. అండ్ వాజ్ ది మ్యూజిక్ టీచర్ ఆఫ్ శ్రీకృష్ణదేవరాయ. So this music teacher of Sri Krishnadevaraya was the Krishna was the music teacher of the Sri Krishnadevaraya. So this who wrote Sarvamela Kalanidhi? The Sarvamela Kalanidhi was written by the Ramaya Mantri. So which book was the which book was the main base of Carnatic music. That is the Sarvamela Kalanidhi. And Suddha Chitra Ganadhi system in music are the famous in those days.
రైట్ సార్, మనకు టైం అయిపోయింది సార్. ఇండియన్ హిస్టరీలో విజయనగర సామ్రాజ్యం గురించి వివరించారు సార్. వెరీ థ్యాంక్ యూ. ఇది ఈ రోజు అంశం ఇండియన్ హిస్టరీలో విజయనగర సామ్రాజ్యం గురించి మనము తెలుసుకున్నాం. రేపు మరో అంశంతో మళ్ళీ కలుద్దాం. ఒకవేళ ఈ ప్రోగ్రామ్ మిస్ అయిన వాళ్ళు ఎవరైనా ఉంటే మన టీవీ సాఫ్ట్వేర్.com వెబ్సైట్లో ఈ వీడియోని చూడవచ్చు. నమస్కారం.